Essay number 63, 30 questions you need to ask yourself if you still haven't found the relationship you want. We need to have an uncomfortable conversation about why you're still single. And before you click away, this isn't going to be another lecture about how you need to love yourself first, or how you need to stop being so picky, or how you need to put yourself out there more. This is going to be harder than that, because I'm going to ask you questions that you've been avoiding. Questions that might reveal that the problem isn't that love hasn't found you. It's that you haven't been honest about what you're actually doing to find it. So let's start with the most fundamental question. Do you think of relationships as something you earn for being good enough, or something you develop when you're strong enough to open your heart? Because if you're sitting there waiting to deserve love, waiting to be worthy of it, you're playing a game you can never win. Love isn't a prize you get for achieving enough. It's not a reward for self-improvement. It's what happens when you're brave enough to be vulnerable with another human being. But what does love even mean to you? Really think about it. Is it just a good feeling? Is it companionship so you're not alone on Friday nights? Is it comfort when life gets hard? Is it someone to give you direction when you don't know where you're going? And here's the follow-up question that'll sting. How could you possibly get those things in your life without relying on the company and validation of someone you probably don't even know yet? Because if you can't answer that, you're not looking for love. You're looking for someone to save you from yourself. Let me hit you with something that might change how you think about relationships. If the love of your life would reflect all of your unhealed issues, mirror your flaws, and bring your deepest insecurities to light, would you actually be ready to be in a relationship with them? Because that's what real love does. It doesn't fix you. It shows you exactly where you're broken so you can fix yourself. Now let's talk about how you actually interact with other people. Do you try to relate to other human beings, or do you try to exert superiority over them? When you're talking to someone, are you trying to connect, or are you trying to seem impressive? When you engage in discussion, are you there to learn, or are you there to sell someone on your way of thinking so you feel supported and correct? Because if you're treating every interaction like a performance where you need to win, you're never going to create the genuine connection that leads to real love. Here's a reality check. Are you thinking about your love life more than you're actually living it? You've got all these ideas about what you want, all these complaints about what you don't have, but have you developed an actual plan to find the kind of love you think you're so desperately missing? And if you were to develop that plan, what would it look like? What would you actually need to do? What could you try? Where could you go? What would change about your daily routine? Or is the prospect of online dating, being set up by friends, and generally putting yourself out there less comfortable than the idea that you could possibly spend the next few years alone? Because that's the choice you're making every day. Comfort or connection, safety or possibility, your couch or actual change. Are you even open about the fact that you're looking for love? Or are you trying to play it cool, acting like you're totally fine being single, like you're not even thinking about it? Because if you are, you're missing out on countless opportunities. Friends of friends who could introduce you to someone. Coworkers who know someone perfect for you. But they don't know you're looking because you're too proud to admit you want what every human being wants. Connection. Let me ask you something else. What makes you happy aside from affection from other people? Because if you can't answer that, you're not ready for a relationship. You're ready for a codependency. If you decided to take control of your relationship destiny today, not wait for it to happen when it's meant to, not leave it up to fate or the universe or whatever, what would you start doing differently? What would tomorrow look like? What would this weekend look like? And while we're at it, do you think a great relationship is something you find like a perfect seashell on the beach, or something you develop and strengthen over time, like a muscle or a skill? Because if you think you're just going to stumble upon perfection, you're going to walk past a lot of potential, because it doesn't look perfect on day one. Do you believe that people who are more beautiful, more successful, smarter, more talented, have more love than you ever could? Do you think there's some threshold of attractiveness or achievement you need to cross before you qualify for real connection? Have you ever taken an honest look at the people around you who have love? Really looked at them? Evaluated them on that same scale of attractiveness and intelligence and superiority you use to disqualify yourself? What would you find if you did? You'd find that love doesn't discriminate based on your Instagram follower count, or your salary, or your body fat percentage. You'd find ordinary people in extraordinary relationships. You'd find that the only thing they have that you don't is the willingness to try. Would it blow your mind to learn that relationships aren't just nice to have? They're the stitching that keeps the entire fabric of this world together. That spending as much time and energy on them as you would your career or your hobbies isn't just acceptable. It's crucial to fulfilling your highest purpose as a human being. We're not meant to be alone. We're meant to connect, to love, to be loved. It's not weakness, it's not desperation, it's literally what we're designed for. But here's the paradox. Even people who are surrounded by friends, in seemingly happy relationships, with families to return to every holiday, are sometimes still cripplingly lonely. Because it's not about who you have around, it's about how you connect with them. So let me ask you, are you aware of what your actual needs are in a long-term relationship? Not your wants, not your nice-to-haves, but your actual needs? And if you are aware of them, are you willing to advocate for those needs if they aren't being met? Or would you stay quiet, swallow your disappointment, just to seem more likable, more easygoing, more worthy of keeping around? Here's a tough one. If you find the relationship you've been dreaming of and then it doesn't work out, what's your game plan? Do you have one? Or are you putting all your eggs in the basket of forever? Would it surprise you to know that the most overlooked key to a happy, healthy relationship is the belief that even if that relationship ended, you could still carry on as a functioning, thriving human being? That the security to leave is what allows you to stay for the right reasons? Could it be possible, just possible, that you're alone right now not because you're broken or unlovable, but because there's something profound you need to discover, and it's only knowable through solitude? That this isn't punishment, it's preparation. If you knew, really knew, that the love of your life was on their way, and that this time alone was temporary, what would you do with these nights you have to yourself? Would you be writing your book or scrolling through Facebook? Would you be developing friendships or envying people who have love? Would you be learning to meditate or taking a swig of wine every time you feel the slightest bit uncomfortable? Do you assume other people are doing you a favor by giving you love and spending time with you, like they're charity workers and you're a cause? Do you ever think about the fact that they're likely just as hungry for love as you are, that they have the same fears, the same needs, the same desperate hope for connection? Do you ever think about what you can give to a relationship as opposed to what you want to take from it? What you bring to the table besides your needs and your wounds and your expectations? Are you committed to a lifetime of growing with and alongside another human being? Or is your mental image of love something that allows and supports unconditional acceptance that is, in reality, just complacency? Do you want someone who challenges you to be better, or someone who tells you you're perfect as you are, so neither of you has to change? Are you willing, truly ready to let go of every preconceived notion you have about how love would come into your life, what it would look like, what your partner would be like, their height, their job, their past, their family, their flaws? Because you need to. The person you're meant to be with probably looks nothing like the person you're imagining. What are you willing to suffer for in this life? You already suffer over your fears, your anxious thoughts, your work stress, your family drama. What about suffering for the one thing that's actually worth it? Are you willing to give it your all, fail a few times, get rejected, get your heart broken, and then reach the end? Find love, find commitment, only to discover that dating was just the warm-up, that the real work is just beginning? Are you ready to let love gut you and remake you into the person you were always meant to be? Because that's what real love does. It doesn't complete you. It cracks you open. It doesn't save you. It shows you where you need saving. It doesn't make life easier. It makes life real. These aren't just questions. They're invitations. Invitations to stop waiting and start seeking, to stop performing and start connecting, to stop thinking you need to earn love and start realizing you need to open yourself to it. The relationship you want isn't going to find you while you're hiding. It's not going to materialize because you finally become worthy. It's not going to appear because the universe decides you've waited long enough. It's going to come when you stop asking, "Why not me?" and start asking, "What am I actually doing about it?" It's going to come when you stop treating love like a reward and start treating it like a practice. It's going to come when you realize that you don't need to be perfect to be loved. You just need to be willing to be seen. So here's my final question. What are you going to do differently tomorrow? Because if the answer is nothing, then you've already answered why you're still alone. The love you want is waiting for you to be brave enough to create it. The question is, are you?